Ramblin' Man.
Yeah, I just stepped inside from a walk, and it's let's just say there are certain things I wouldn't do if I didn't have a dog, and one of them is leave the house at 8 o'clock in the morning in the winter.
It was really warm a couple days. Well, yesterday it was like
Yeah, 60.
62, and
Yeah.
then I wake up today and it is a stout 23. It's good
Yeah.
good for the sinuses, headaches.
I mentioned to my wife yesterday, I said, hey, the high tomorrow is going to be like 32, like a 30-degree temperature change.
Mm-hmm.
So fun.
Still waiting for that. Well, I guess technically I saw snow when I went up to Michigan last week, and I'll see it maybe next week if it snows up there. But
We did have a light day of flurries the other day here, but last year I think we had.
it's so cold I forgot to turn my furnace off, which you can probably now hear if you have
No, I can't.
higher quality headphones if my Nest app could ever connect. Here we go.
Are you going to do this in spatial audio so Apple users can have a better experience with your furnace?
Got any other terrible ideas? Well, Microsoft did decide that the record revenues were not good enough, Paul. They decided they were not good enough.
What have they done?
They have told their partners that enterprise customers will be charged 20% more unless
So
they
I was
switch
just
to
literally researching this, right?
annual plans.
They announced a price hike back in August that is going to start in March.
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't had a chance to look at this. I don't know if it maps out to 20%, but I think that the communication that you're referring to has to do with monthly versus annual payments.
Yes.
But isn't that always? I mean,
Well,
the pricing you see.
it sounds like they're just taking away. Well, because when you pay annually, you get usually like a discount,
That's what
right?
I mean. Right.
So,
Are they literally taking away
I don't know.
the ability to? Yeah, I mean, I think the price hike is different. The price hike they announced previously is different based on SKU, like the percentage that it's going up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at the thing I wrote at the time. E1 is going from $8 to $10 per user per month. Business Basic is going from $5 to $6 per user per month. So I don't know. What what's $5 a month is what, $60 a year probably.
Mm-hmm.
6 is, I couldn't do that math. 70, 12, 6, $62 a month, something like. No, $72 a month.
72. Yeah.
Is that 20%? I don't know.
Yeah, it says a 1 month subscription will be 20% more expensive.
I guess it is 20% actually, right? Well, $1 to $5 would be 20%. Yeah. So maybe that's all. I mean, I think maybe they're just. It makes sense that they would warn that this is happening, pending, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think they already announced this. Like, I'm still researching it. I'm probably going to write it up anyway. But literally, as you called me, I was just looking into this. Like, I don't know if this is technically new.
Yeah, it's from their NCE per seat model.
Okay. Well, what I do know is, because I just looked this up in the context of Microsoft Teams Essentials, comparing it to Microsoft 365 Basic, right?
Yeah, which isn't the Teams one a terrible thing? The whatever.
Yeah. Well, I mean, why not just pay the $1 more? Although I guess now it's going to be $2 more. And well, you get a terabyte of storage and you get the desktop apps. I mean, to me, it seems like kind of a. No, you don't. No. Sorry. That's not true. You don't get the desktop apps. You get the web apps, and the mobile apps. But just for the storage, it seems like a good enough deal. Regardless of that, one thing I did notice looking at that page, because they have the Microsoft pricing page puts the SKUs next to each other. So now Teams Essentials is the first SKU, Basic, and then whatever the other ones are. The prices they show there today are based on an annual payment, not a monthly payment, right? So I think the prices we just cited, the $5 to $6, is based on you paying for the year all at once, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I noted it. I sort of saw it, and I didn't go to look to see what the difference would be. But I always pay for a Microsoft 365. Actually, today I think it's Basic, but it had been whatever Business Premium or whatever that had been called for a while. But I just don't use the apps because I already get them somewhere else. So I downgraded it, but I do pay annually. I've always paid annually, myself. But I'm a business of one in this case, so not a big expenditure, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore.
I bought a vacuum. I did. Not even kidding. Bought a vacuum this weekend.
You're just begging Justin Salvato to make videos now, with that kind of a segue, some Family Guy thing.
Oh, yes.
I
But I
bought a
did.
vacuum.
So I've been wanting a vacuum.
Rambling.
So, first off, if anybody's team Dyson, you can just go ahead and just exit the whatever. I don't like Dyson stuff. I've owned one Dyson vacuum, and it was terrible. So we had a Shark, like one of the little Shark ones, whatever. It was like a wire cutter, best recommended thing. We had that thing for years. And then it was like Dyson. Well, Dyson's got the premium brand. I hated that vacuum compared to the Shark.
Funny.
Hated it. So we ended up buying the original one that we had. It lasted another like 4 years or so or something like that. And then the problem is that the vacuum we use in our basement, which is always like the reject from upstairs, comes downstairs, broke. And so we needed to replace the basement one. So bought a new vacuum, bought a Shark cordless one. Let me tell you, Paul, nothing's more freeing than like cutting the cord. It's great.
Brad, would you say that it sucks?
It sucks. It even has turbo suck on it. Like there's like a
Suck.
9mm actuated trigger in there. You pull it, it really ramps up the battery or whatever the suckage. Mm-hmm. And so, anyways, about a vacuum. And here's why I was so excited about it, Paul. Originally $249 bones. Black Friday $179. Cyber Monday $179.
That's the same deal you could have gotten on a pair of AirPods Pro.
I went into Home Depot on Terrific Tuesday.
Terrific Tuesday.
That son of a bitch was $169. Took it right off the shelf.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah. That's why I'm so proud of myself about buying a vacuum. Anyways.
I'm just going to say this because you mentioned this. I bought everyone in the family an ice scraper for the car.
Fantastic.
Also based on a wire cutter recommendation. And literally, it was one of those perfect moment things where they just, every day in the New York Times, they have a random, this is what the wire cutter recommends. The most recent one, I think it was microwave ovens, which we don't need. And it was just perfect because I had been thinking about this. Like everyone else, we have one of those little dippy, plastic pieces of crap that you scrape and it breaks. Mm-hmm. And they recommended this thing that's like 3 feet long. It looks like a weapon an orc would have held in the Lord of the Rings. And I'm like, we all need one of these. And so this is, last year my kids got iPhones. This year they're getting ice scrapers. This is how this year has gone, Brad.
You're going to be like, what's Dad got for us this
Slight
year?
Downgrade. But,
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that's fair, right? Your kids are older. They're in college now. They should understand that ice scrapers are an essential part of life.
Yep.
Along with thermal insulated socks would be a great Christmas.
You got to keep the car safe.
Yeah. Anyways, Samsung merged its mobile consumer and electronic divisions. Like, I was unaware that these were even separate things.
Yep. That's just. Is that from a business reporting standpoint, or is this about product development, or I'll look this up afterwards. But
yeah. So they merged that stuff. I wonder if Samsung's. I haven't looked at their phones. I know that they're a huge player in the phones, but they're kind of like number 3. Well, maybe they're number 2. I got to be right. Apple and Samsung always go like head to head, and
they've been number 1 this year. Actually,
are they?
Although I think this quarter will probably be Apple, right, because of the big launch. But yeah, I think they still. I don't know that Apple's ever beat them in a year, but they've beaten them in quarters for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Huawei was it was poised to overtake them a million years ago now, but that's long over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's basically you got Apple, Samsung, and then other.
Yeah. Although it's okay. So an interesting note on that. I saw an article. Someone said, it was Samsung and some other companies. I don't know. LG's gone, so I don't know who else. It could have been Motorola, maybe, or whatever. Like, aren't even trying to compete with Apple now in the smartphone market. I'm like, what's that all about? And then what they were talking about was not trying to launch products right around the same time as Apple. So Samsung has pushed it so that all their big stuff launches very early in the year now instead of in the fall alongside Apple's, because they don't want to compete in that quarter. Plus, from Samsung's perspective as a market leader or would-be market leader, it looks bad if they launch brand new phones around the same time as Apple in the same quarter, and then they lose, you know? So that might have I think that was the premise of that. Okay. I mean, it's just, Apple ships things on their own schedule. I mean, I guess the argument I would make is that Samsung ships things when the new chipsets come out, and that happens early in the year. So to me, Samsung shipping new Galaxy S whatever's in February this year, coming year, perhaps in March, whenever it happens, makes sense. Like I that's, whatever.
Do we know if Mobile World Congress is happening this year?
It must be. Well, then again, Europe is having some problems.
Yeah.
CES is obviously happening based on my inbox.
You should go.
As I said, we had, during our work meeting on Thursday, I was like, there is no place on earth I'd rather be less than Vegas. And that's especially true during a pandemic, not to mention the fact that it's like people from all over the world flying into like one concentrated area and then walking around indoors. That's not appealing to me. But I just saw a news story today. France and one other country, I don't remember, it was Portugal? France and one other country are now on the CDC avoid list, or whatever they're calling it, joining Spain, which is where Mobile World Congress is held, right, in Barcelona. So I don't know if they're having it or not. It wouldn't surprise me, but then again, the world is apparently tanking again. So, thanks to everybody that didn't get vaccinated. You're doing a great job. Personal freedom and whatever.
Things I did do that are great, Paul. So, Verdansk, which is the Call of Duty Warzone map, goes away today. I think tonight, officially. And we won a game last night. We got a final victor. So they've actually, I got to give them some credit. This final little whatever episode they want to call it. I don't even know how to describe it.
Season, probably.
Yeah, end of the season. Like they've done this last 24-hour event is actually really neat. So you're on the same island, but it's like it's being bombed by
nice. Because it's going to get destroyed.
Yeah, so airplanes are flying over, like they're crashing onto the map. Like it's really, really well done. And so if you win a battle royale game in this last 24 hours that it's available, then you get like a special whatever. And we won. That's all. And then I shut it off and said, I'm not playing this game anymore.
Yeah.
I'll see you on the Pacific Island, which launches on the 8th. So,
and that is tomorrow.
Yes.
So let me get this straight. Halo Infinite is going to launch tomorrow, and you're going to be playing Verdansk. Oh no, the Japanese.
I don't know, Paul. These are the conflicts that I don't know. This is the biggest stressor in my life, which is a great place to be. It's like, do I want to play? I'll probably end up playing the campaign because to play the battle royale, I usually play with a group of people, and so it's way better if you're in a squad of 3 or 4 than it is trying to play it solo. So
get it? Okay.
Yeah,
the campaign is good. That's what I can say.
Good. If you spoil it, I will drive to wherever you are right now.
I wouldn't spoil it too much. I mean, I will say that. No, just kidding.
Whoops, I hit the wrong button.
That's fine.
Good enough.